DNS resolution, I made a mistake to start with. That's why this DNS resolution is coming to picture. And it is not critical, even though it is showing up as critical. So what we can do is we can actually disable it, which we'll see it later. But clock offset is the key. We have to fix this issue. And so we will now start fixing this clock offset issue. So whenever you see these kinds of issues, it is quite common. Something or the other issue might pop up when you set up the cluster, and you need to understand what the issue is, and then you have to take the necessary action. In this case, clock offset. So it is not only with respect to Hadoop. In any multi-server environment, all the servers should be having the same clock offset. So for that, they use something called NTP, Network Time Protocol, and you have to configure NTP service on all the hosts. And if you want to be it in a particular time zone and all, you have to make additional changes to the NTP service. We will not be talking about the configuration of customizing the NTP service. We will install default NTP service, and this issue will be resolved automatically. Okay. First, let us see whether NTP service is running or not. So before getting into fixing the issue, we need to understand whether the issue is what we are thinking. We are thinking that NTP might not be there on the servers. So first, let us see whether NTP server is there or not. Okay. For that, you can run this command: check config list NTCD. Okay, it is there, but it is off, so it is not started. Okay, so we need not actually install it. We just have to turn it on, and we have to start it. Okay, so there is no need to install in this case. So how to set it on? Check config NTPD on. Now if you list it, it will show on, and you have to start. So most of the services like this can be started or stopped using command called service. So service, what is the service name? NTPD. NTP stands for Network Time Protocol, D for daemon. So it follows, this convention follows with most of the services in Linux. For example, even SSH, you will see SSHD, so Secure Shell Daemon. So it's a convention which Linux services follow, and then you can say start. So it will be started. So now we have to do it on all the nodes in the cluster. Okay. I thought of you guys doing that, but as time does not, as we don't have enough time, I will be taking care of it. Okay. What do you mean by not all servers? Yeah, that we will troubleshoot it later. As I mentioned to you, I want to demonstrate even how to add the nodes to the existing cluster. So we will try to add those two servers, and we will see what kind of issues why it failed earlier, and we will try to fix those issues as well. First, let us fix this issue.
Yeah, Nandurga, my question is why Cloud Area Manager is installing all the ecosystems?
Yeah, it is. As I mentioned to you, if you don't use that, installation is different and configuration is different. And installation, the binaries might be only few hundreds of megabytes. Okay, at the max, it will not go beyond that. So once you install it, you can add or delete service as and when you want. Okay, if you don't do that, if you think about it, you have, it means if you want to do plain vanilla installation, First, you have to identify the repositories for HDFS and MapReduce, download them, install them, configure them, and once they are up and running, if you want to add HBase, you have to identify the HBase repositories. You have to download them, install them, configure them, similarly to Hive, Impala, and all those things. And it will be counterproductive if you do that way. Rather than that, why in Windows, why in your laptop you have so many services, even though you don't need them to start with? Because they will be dormant as long as you don't want. And whenever you want, you can make them active by adding them as a service. So it's just for better management of the entire package, rather than dealing with them individually. It is called as package itself. So it is packaging all the Hadoop ecosystem tools, and you can install them. That's what you need to understand, the difference between download, install, and configure. Unless you configure them, you will not be able to use them. Okay, so that's why it will install everywhere, and then if you want to configure, you just have to configure. So even if you are using internet only as part of the installation, you might have to access the internet. Once the package is already laid out on all the nodes in the cluster, then it's only a matter of configuration. Does that answer your question, or do you have any?
No, I got it.
That? Yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking more into like, if NTP is like really required, that should be set it up correctly when we install the Cloudera.
No,
but I assume...
no. NTP is not Cloudera stuff.
Okay, so that's NTP, and that was my question is, if we, so anytime we run the Cloudera in multiple servers, right, the NTP is, I mean, as I look at right now, NTP is an essential resource. It should be up the service for all the servers to sync up.
So this should have been dealt as part of the prerequisites itself. Yeah, so in a real production environment, SAS, so you have to give the checklist to the SAS. Unless you are SA, if you are working with SA team to set up the cluster, they have to provision the nodes for you. They have to install CentOS or Red Hat or Fedora or whatever Linux flavor you want. And then, as part of the checklist, you have to pass them that NTP should be running on all the servers. And if they have to customize it, you have to provide that additional information as well. So as part of the prerequisite, they have to take care. And NTP is not part of the Hadoop or Cloudera setup. It is prerequisite from Linux perspective to keep the clocks on. And if you think it is not an issue, you can even disable as an alert. Okay, that's why when you set up, NTP is not taken care by Cloudera. It only takes care of whatever is required for Cloudera itself. And apart from Hadoop, whether you are installing Oracle or MySQL or anything in a cluster fashion, you have to make sure that NTP is up and running before you start the installation. And same rule applies for Cloudera as well. Okay, now NTP is set up, and it will take a little time to reflect. Yeah, now that clock offset is gone. The issue is only with respect to DNS resolution. I will try to fix the issue later. This is because of the mistake that I have entered these names as part of that C host file. Okay, but clock offset issue is gone. Let me see if I can disable it real quick. No. Okay, now that is it about Cloudera Manager and Cloudera distribution of Hadoop for now. So I am stopping the recording.